No, I'm not, but the light was too strong on the portrait. Too strong? Surely not, my dear fellow. It is a nice place for it. Let me see it. And Hallward walked towards the corner of the room. A cry of terror broke from Dorian Gray's lips as he ran between the painter and the screen. "Basil," he said, looking very pale, "you must not look at it. I don't wish you to." "Not look at my own work? You are not serious. Why shouldn't I look at it?" asked Hallward, laughing. "If you try to look at it, Basil, I will never speak to you again as long as I live. I am quite serious. I don't offer any explanation, and you are not to ask for any. But remember, if you touch this screen, everything is over between us." Hallward was shocked. He looked at Dorian Gray in absolute amazement. He had never seen him like this before. The lad was trembling all over. "Dorian, don't speak." "But what is the matter? Of course I won't look at it if you don't want me to," he said, rather coldly, going to the window. "But really, it seems absurd that I shouldn't see my own work, especially as I am going to exhibit it in Paris in the autumn. So I must see it some day, and why not today?" "To exhibit it? You want to exhibit it?" cried out Dorian Gray. A strange sense of terror came over him. Would the world learn his secret? Would people see at the mystery of his life? That was impossible. Something, he did not know what, had to be done at once. Yes, the exhibition will open the first week in October. The portrait will only be away for a month. I should think you could spare it for that time, and if you keep it always behind a screen, you don't care much about it. Dorian Gray passed his hand over his forehead. He felt that he was in danger. "You told me a month ago that you would never exhibit it," he cried. "Why have you changed your mind? You told Harry exactly the same thing." Perhaps Basil, too, had his secret. He would ask him and try. "Basil," he said, coming quite close and looking him straight in the face, "we have each of us a secret. Let me know yours, and I shall tell you mine. What was your reason for refusing to exhibit my picture? Dorian, if I tell you, you will like me less than you do. You will laugh at me. I can't bear either of those two things. If you wish me never to look at your picture again, I will never do. I have always you to look at. If you wish the best work I have ever done to be hidden from the world, I am satisfied. Your friendship is dearer to me than anything." "No, Basil, you must tell me," said Dorian Gray. "I think I have a right to know." His feeling of terror had passed away, and curiosity had taken its place. He wanted to find out Basil Hallward's mystery. "Let us sit down, Dorian," said the painter, looking troubled. "Let us sit down, and just answer me one question. Have you noticed in the picture something curious? Something that probably at first did not surprise you, but later—" "Basil!" cried the lad. "I see you did. Don't speak. Wait till you hear what I have to say. Dorian, from the moment I met you, your personality had the most extraordinary influence over me. I was dominated by you. I worshipped you. I grew jealous of everyone to whom you spoke. I wanted to have you all to myself. I was only happy when I was with you. When you were away from me, you were still present in my art. Of course, I never let you know anything about this. It would have been impossible. I hardly understood it myself. One day I decided to paint a wonderful portrait of you as you actually are. Whether it was the realism of the method or the wonder of your own personality, I cannot tell. But I know that as I worked it, every flake seemed to me to reveal my secret. I grew afraid of that. I felt, Dorian, that I had told too much, that I had put too much of myself into it. When the picture was finished, and I sat alone with it, I felt that I was right. Well, after a few days the thing left my studio, and soon it seemed to me that I had been so foolish. And so when I got this offer from Paris, I decided to make your portrait the principal thing in my exhibition. It never happened to me that you would refuse. I see now that you were right and the picture cannot be shown. You must not be angry with me, Dorian. What I have told you, as I said to Harry once, you were made to be worshipped. Dorian Gray drew a long breath. The color came back to his cheeks, and a smile played about his lips. He was safe for the time. It is extraordinary to me, Dorian, said Hallward, that you should have seen this in the portrait. Did you really see it? I saw something in it, he answered, something that seemed to me very curious. Well, you don't mind my looking at the thing now? Dorian shook his head. You must not ask me that, Basil. I can't let you even stand in front of that picture. You will some day, surely. Never. Well, perhaps you are right. And now goodbye, Dorian. You have been the one person in my life who has really influenced my art. Whatever I have done that is good, I owe to you. Ah, you don't know what it cost me to tell you all that I have told you. It was very disappointing. Why, what did you expect, Dorian? You didn't see anything else in the picture, did you? There was nothing else to see. No, there was nothing else to see. Why do you ask? But you mustn't talk about worship. It is foolish. You and I are friends, Basil, and we must always remain so. You have got Harry, said the painter sadly. Oh, Harry, cried the lad, with laughter. Harry spends his days in saying what is incredible, and his evenings in doing what is improbable. Just the sort of life I would like to lead. But still I don't think I would go to Harry if I were in trouble. I would sooner go to you, Basil. You will sit to me again? Impossible. You spoil my life as an artist by refusing, Dorian. No man comes across two ideal things. Few come across one. I can't explain it to you, Basil, but I must never sit to you again. There is something fatal about a portrait. It has a life of its own. I will come and have tea with you. That will be just as pleasant. I am sorry you won't let me look at the picture once again, but that can't be helped. I quite understand what you feel about it. And as he left the room, Dorian Gray smiled to himself. Poor Basil! How little he knew of the true reason. Although he had told his own secret, he had not discovered Dorian's secret. But the portrait, it must be hidden away. He could not run such a risk of discovery again. It had been mad of him to have allowed the thing to stay in the library, even for an hour.